Lloyd,
Correct.
thank you for joining Humbly Speaking. What do you think about narcissism?
It varies, you know. I believe that people make decisions. Sometimes childhood could kind of bring certain trauma to people. It affects people in a different way. Can't speak too much on it. I just know that it takes a lot. It's a lot of things that people endure, and the trauma that they experience within life can cause different outlooks, you know, for like it would be for you, it would be for me. I think narcissism comes as a choice in some sense. Everybody has a little bit of narcissism in them, especially when you're in a relationship. It takes a lot of people to get triggered from different relationships. Some things you don't notice until you date that particular person, and then you develop certain narcissistic ways. And I feel like narcissism flows into anybody. It's just how strong that person is. How you doing? Everyone has it in them. So that's my thoughts of it.
How do you deal with anxiety?
Ah, man, you know, we all have it. And then whatever it is that bothers me or that causes the anxiety, I tend to like to let it, like experience it. You know what I mean? So I can defeat it and it doesn't defeat me. It's all about attacking it, being aware of what it is that's causing your anxiety, because without knowing what triggers your anxiety, then you don't know how to approach it. And we have to all come together and support each other before, you know, self-destruction.
Is it better to address or ignore the flaws of a friend?
I feel like the best way of handling that is approaching it and letting your friend know what it is. You know, you don't want him to kind of continue to, you know, deprive himself from who he really is, or she. It's all about approach, you know, so you can't really go and say, hey, look, you're doing this, la la la. You know, people don't know how to take information a certain way, so you have to understand your friend, know your friend, and know how to approach your friend and speak to them, because I feel like that's truly a friendship. You know what I mean? Not somebody that just want me to, I don't want to hear everything I want to hear. I want you to tell me, hey, this outfit is no good, or hey, your decision making with relationships is your fault. You know what I mean? Because that's how I like to take things. You know, I want people to be honest with me. It takes a lot for people to want to grow. You know, growth is a choice. Even though you get older, it doesn't mean that you grow. You have to understand, like, okay, I'm rebuilding myself from either a terrible relationship with my friend, father, you know, my girlfriend. I have to rebuild myself after each relationship, because you become each person after you date or you're with, because you're experiencing little things and you pick up on these characters, you know, and it becomes you.
We are mirrors.
Right, we are mirrors.
Two more, my brother.
Of course, I'm here.
What is success for you?
Not having to stress, you know. Success for me is making sure that my mom is good, my brother is good, making sure that I can help someone else elevate. The older I get, the more comforting it is to kind of rebuild someone else. If I can make someone else successful, I become successful, right? And that's grow together. And that's, I feel like that's the best way of success, you know, because if you're too selfish and you only focus on your goals and you're not willing to kind of see your friend's goals or your mother's goals, in the long run, all the separate goals can build into one goal, because you don't want to be the only successful person, right? If you're the only one that could go out on trips and your friend can't because they gotta wait on their next check, it's just not a form of comfort. So it feels better when you're able to be successful with others. As much as you want to be alone, which is cool, because I like, you know, short walks with my dog and chilling. It feels better when I can able to be like, hey, Norman, let's go out and do this thing, or hey, my mother, you know, Jesse, or whatever it is, and I could be like, hey, let's go do it together, because we're all winning. The experience is better.
Sounds obvious to me, but you know, different perspectives. I respect. How do you forgive someone?
In order to forgive someone, you have to be willing to forgive yourself. It's another form of growth, right? And in order for you to move on to something else, you have to forgive the situation, right? It could be either a person or a project that you failed on. You have to forgive yourself throughout the whole thing. Forgiving yourself will make it easier for you to forgive someone else, right? In order for you to kind of challenge yourself, you have to be willing to forgive yourself as well. You can't expect yourself to be happy and expect someone else to make you happy if you're not already happy, right? So, you know, we are human. We're not perfect. You know what I mean? We go through traumas. We all do. But with the right friendship, with the right people in your life, it'll make it easier for you to grow. If you're around certain people who don't agree with forgiveness, then you don't forgive. You have to change your surroundings in order for you to understand that forgiveness is a great trait, you know? Forgiveness is a big thing for healing, you know? Right.
Like many other things, it starts from within, like love, forgiveness, understanding, support. Before you even get to support anyone or love anyone, you need to be able to
you gotta
do it for yourself.
do it for yourself, because true happiness comes within. You can date 100 people and you're never gonna truly be happy if you're not happy. You're just gonna continue to have these sour relationships. It don't have to be sexual. It could just be just regular maternal, you know, experience with, you know, friends, you know, community, brothers and cousins, and workspace. So it's very, very important to understand yourself, understand how to rebuild yourself and grow from that. Forgiveness is life. Forgiveness is growth. Forgiveness is success. It's just a circle of life.
My brother, thank you for your time. Have a blessed day.